So let's talk about this Oklahoma pastor who got the absolute crap beaten out of him by a witness because he was inappropriately touching little kids at a bus stop. Now, if you're wondering why you're getting these shorter segments on the podcast, I literally saw the Zach Bryan thing and then this story right after I got done with the podcast. And this happens all the time where I get done with the podcast and I see stories that I like right after. Like I see stories like, man, I wish I could have covered that. And so you're getting these shorter segments, and I sometimes save them or try to save them till next week or the next podcast. It never works out. So let's talk about this. Oklahoma City minister Michael Coghill. He was accused of touching at least one child at a bus stop. Then he was arrested after a witness tackled him to the ground and captured the incident on camera. So basically, every day he would do a morning jog and he would stop by the bus stop and like go by the kids or watch the kids. It's just creepy. So police say at least one child had complained to the adult that Coghill had touched him on the back, that he didn't like the way it made him feel. The adult went to the bus stop and witnessed Coghill run past the bus stop and then turned around and ran back towards the bus stop when the children arrived. Creepy. The police report says Coghill went to the bus stop and put his arm around the backside of the child. The witness captured everything on video and then he turned it over to authorities. Coghill tried to run when the witness started to confront him, but then he wrestled to the ground in the street. Doctors told Coghill that he suffered a skull fracture and cracked orbital socket, but he was cleared to go to jail. Good. Lock him up. And the church said that this Lake Oma Church of Christ, he was a pastor there, or a youth minister or something, I don't know. He had a clean record. That's interesting. It's interesting. Not anymore. This is a statement from the church. Our church leadership has no tolerance for any type of abuse. Safety is our highest priority in our community, and especially for our children. These past years, we've made significant efforts to secure our children's area, providing the highest safety standards possible. So, yeah, I mean, let's watch this video from News 9 here. Jesus Christ.
Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good evening, glad you're with us. So Metro Dad takes down a jogger who police say is much more than just a man out for a run.
Investigators say he's a pastor and is now jailed on a child sex crime complaint. News 9's crime tracker Jennifer Pierce live at police headquarters with this disturbing case. Jen.
Lacey, police arrested 33-year-old Michael Coghill for lewd acts with the child. Now, the victim's parents told police they caught him in the act. Residents in this neighborhood near Southwest 36th and County Line Road are still in shock.
There's hardly any words that are camera appropriate because it's just a sickening.
Lisa Ward's daughters wait at the same bus stop where a 9-year-old boy reported he was inappropriately touched by a man. The man, now identified as 33-year-old Michael Coghill. According to the police report, Coghill lives in a community nearby, and residents say he's a minister at a church in Mustang.
I just thought he was a runner in the neighborhood.
The victim told his parents Coghill ran by his bus stop several times and touched him in a way that made him uncomfortable.
And he knew the time he would be there every day. That was like the most hardest part, the most just disgusting part.
On Wednesday, the boy's father waited in his car to see if Coghill would return.
While he was watching the school bus stop, our suspect actually ran by him, ran past the school bus stop where the children were waiting, turned around, came back, and stopped at the school bus stop where he touched the child.
The victim's father ran after Coghill and tackled him to the ground. When police showed up, the suspect had visible injuries to his head and face.
He was in a cop car, bloody.
Police ask if anyone else has information that could help the investigation to let them know.
If we have any more victims, we encourage them, if they know something, to say something and come forward.
Now, I did.
Wow. So, I'm not sure if it's the dad. News 9 is pretty accurate. This other is like from Maine or something, so they just said witness. But this is the dad of the son, the dad of the kid tackled him. So, but this is going on while I mean I guess I can cover this story or just talk about it because I don't really want to talk about it, but it is definitely sick. But this Tulsa area in Bixby, which is like a suburb of Tulsa, got arrested, and the FBI is like on this case, making CP with her husband. And she's a first grade teacher. I mean, the FBI arrested Heather Bycroft Wednesday. Investigators, they have video evidence that shows Heather and her husband Jason was making several pee videos, some of them involving children under 6 or just 6 years old. They did say that none of the kids were her students, which it doesn't really matter. It's still disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I know somebody, I want to keep this vague as possible, but I know somebody who worked at DHS, and they busted this guy who had a studio making this. It's just sick and disgusting, but absolutely horrifying. But somebody put on Twitter regarding this pastor story, F around and find out. So, wow. Good luck in prison. Anyway, that is the end of that. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great weekend, and be sure to check out the links in the description if you want to support the podcast, listen to the New Music Friday playlist, listen to my new album, yada, yada, yada. You get the point. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.